Hello children, wish you all a very happy and prosperous new year 2021. May the Almighty be very kind and shower His blessings on each one of us. So welcome to your social studies class. In this session, we will be doing a new lesson, natural disasters. So in this video, I will be discussing about two particular disasters. Those are earthquakes and volcanoes. So you all know what disasters are, the kind of misery and trouble they bring in the life of human beings. Get ready with your SST textbooks and your pencils so that we can proceed with the class.
So now looking at this image itself on the slide, you can imagine how man has been threatened actually by the fury of nature. They say, sometimes you must have heard the lightning and thunder, they say gods are annoyed. So man has been threatened by the fury of nature in different forms. And these forms are the natural disasters. Okay. So these disasters may be earthquakes, they can be volcanoes, they can be cyclones, droughts, floods. And one way or the other, they always have harmed. They bring havoc in humans' life and also to property. So you will all open your books on page number 90. Now what is an earthquake? The sudden, mild or violent shaking of a part of the earth is called an earthquake. Sometimes you feel the earth, the ground below you, there's a rumbling sound. That is what an earthquake is. One of the causes of earthquakes is the movement of the molten rock inside the earth's crust. We all know as we go deeper inside the earth, the heat, the temperature increases. So as the temperature increases, the rocks that are deep inside, embedded, they tend to melt. So this molten rock, when there is a movement, we have an earthquake. And this eruption also causes earthquakes. Earthquakes occur in places where the earth's crust is weak. Violent earthquakes are frequent in areas where there are volcanoes. So all these volcanic areas. So in a way you can find that volcanoes and earthquakes, both of them are related. So these areas where there are volcanoes, especially the belt surrounding the Pacific Ocean, there you have more of earthquakes. An earthquake lasts for a few seconds, but it causes a huge loss of life and property. In India, earthquakes occur frequently in the areas such as the foothills of the Himalayas and the Ganga-Brahmaputra Valley. A severe earthquake took place at Koyna Nagar. Now this is in Maharashtra on the Western Ghats in 1967. At the Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh in 1975. Okay, you can underline this. Okay, so these are the various places. They have given you several names. Latur and Usmanabad districts of Maharashtra are also included in this. In October 1993, and a very severe earthquake, this is a very severe one, which took place in Gujarat on 26 January 2001. Now scientists have been able to record and measure the vibrations of the earthquake by an instrument called seismograph. You see, seismograph is written in red. So children, you can learn this for your definition. You might define a seismograph, or what is a seismograph, or an instrument used to measure the vibration of an earthquake. In either ways you can get this question. In your difficult words given below, it's given the definition for seismograph, an instrument used for measuring the vibration of an earthquake. That is a seismograph. The magnitude of the earthquake is measured by the Richter scale, and the numbers of this scale range from 0 to 9. An increase of 1 unit on the Richter scale represents a 10-fold increase in the earthquake strength. So if the Richter scale shows 2 and if it shows 3, so it sounds like 2 and 3. Still a little bit of difference, but no. The strength is 10-fold more. Okay, 10 times more. Within a single unit. destruction and changes caused by the earthquake. So an earthquake represents a heartbreaking sight. It brings about destruction and changes in many ways. The vibrations cause extensive damage on the surface of the earth. Because when the ground, the earth below is shaking, what will happen? It's vibrating and lot of damage will be there. Many houses are destroyed, rails and roads are damaged, mountain slopes, what happens? Landslides occur. Now landslide is another form of disaster which we will be doing in the next session. Towns and cities are obliterated. Obliterated means wiped out as a result of sudden and strong tremors. The sudden tremors, that shaking, the sudden violent shaking, the town and cities are completely wiped out. You must have seen on the TV screens, they show you all the houses and all broken and fallen. When earthquakes originate near the coast, huge tidal waves cause submergence of land. Okay. You all know waves, the tidal waves, that is the rise and fall in the sea level, no? What happens? Land sinks. Submergence of land means the sinking of the land. As a result, some islands are permanently submerged and new islands are formed. Okay. Many a times earthquakes cause landslides in hilly areas. Sometimes earthquakes cause sudden and permanent change in a river's course. Sudden uplift and horizontal displacements of the earth's crust sometimes reveal new sources of minerals which can be easily obtained and mined. Sometimes what happens when there is sudden uplifting of the earth? So what happens? The soil is removed. There might be horizontal displacement of the earth's crust. The earth's crust is uplifted. So what happens? Below the earth, if there are minerals, so sometimes what happens? There's the effect, it can be taken as a change that is caused by the earthquake. What happens? The minerals can be found easily because the above layer of the earth's crust has been removed. Okay. Now, as I told you, it's an important question. What is seismograph? The answer already I have given you. And name 3 places in India that experienced a severe earthquake in recent past. So as I made you underline also, you can write about Gujarat, Usmanabad, Latur. All these are the recent ones. Okay. So here you have volcanoes. Now what is a volcano? A volcano is a vent in the earth's crust through which molten rocks, gases and steam force their way out to the surface of the earth. So a volcano is a vent. That means it is a passage in the earth's crust through which the molten rocks, as I told you earlier, the rocks, they melt because underneath the earth, the temperature is very high. So the rocks have molten gases and steam. When the earth is unable to hold, when it becomes too much, the pressure increases, a weak point is found out in the earth's crust, and from there this passage is created. From where the molten rocks, gases and steam, they come out of the surface of the earth. So volcano is that particular vent from where all these are erupted. A volcano is an important internal agent of change. The different materials erupted by volcanoes accumulate and form volcanic mountains. Okay. So what happens exactly is that the molten rock, when it comes out, now what happens? Outside the earth, the temperature is very low compared to the inside of the earth. So as this molten material comes out, due to the fall in temperature, it starts solidifying. Okay. It becomes solid and then they form a mountain outside. Okay, they accumulate and they form volcanic mountains. Causes of volcanoes. Now what is the reason of volcanic eruption? Volcanoes erupt due to various causes. The hot matter, that is lava, etc., in the interior of the earth is pressed down by the pressure of the crust. See, that is why we tell, we need to save our earth. Now, there is a lot of pressure on the earth's crust. Buildings are being built. There is a lot of pressure. It comes out through a hole. Now, the pressure inside is also being built. Now, it comes out through a hole or a crack at a weak point and accumulates around it. With the passage of time, it cools down and becomes solid. So the layers of lava and other materials which accumulate in course of several years, they form conical mountains. Okay, they form conical mountains in the shape of a cone. Sometimes rainwater or seawater also enters the interior of the earth, and because of the heat, it is converted into steam and gas. The interior movement of the earth around its axis and the sun forces the lava to come out of earth's crust. So I hope that part was clear for you. Okay. I have already explained, and now on this slide we are having types of volcanoes. So based on their activities, on the activity and the period, volcanoes are sometimes classified into three kinds. They are active volcanoes, dormant volcanoes and extinct volcanoes. Okay. So it is not that there are different kinds of mountains. They are based on their activity. Okay. The first is active volcanoes. Now what are active volcanoes? Active volcanoes always pose the greatest danger because they continuously go on erupting. See, here I have written in short so that it is easy for you to remember. So the volcanoes which keep erupting continuously are active volcanoes. They are the greatest danger because they are always erupting. A majority of the active volcanoes are located in the belt surrounding the Pacific Ocean known as the Ring of Fire. Now this Ring of Fire is very important, and in the word meanings also you have the zone of volcanic activity surrounding the Pacific Ocean. You must be knowing that. Okay. They are spread over about 15 countries including US, Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador, New Zealand, Indonesia and so on. Now you will please get ready with your pencil, and on page number 93 you will underline Mount Vesuvius. Among the other countries, Italy is prone to active volcanoes. Mount Vesuvius is a good example of an active volcano. Please underline Mount Vesuvius. Hawaii's Kiau is also a good example of an active volcano. Next you have dormant volcanoes. So this is the single line for your dormant volcanoes which have not erupted for a long time. This way you can remember easily. Okay, so active are the ones which keep erupting, dormant which have not erupted for a long time, but they can erupt in future. See, the sentence is they have not erupted for a long time, but they can erupt in the future. Okay, so here you will underline Mount Rainier in the Cascades, USA has not erupted since long ago. Okay, but there is a chance it can erupt in the future. Then you have Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines. That is another example of a dormant volcano. Finally, you have the extinct volcanoes. The extinct volcanoes are those which were active millions of years ago. Now they are extinct. They are not erupting anymore. And the Devil's Tower in Wyoming, USA. Okay, that is one of the examples of extinct volcanoes. So children, please underline in your books. It's not there on your slide, but you have your books with you. So Mount Vesuvius for active volcano, the Mount Rainier in the Cascades is a dormant volcano, and the Devil's Tower is an extinct volcano. You need to know the examples also. Now there are certain threats also of volcanic eruptions. So most active volcanoes are dangerous and they pose potential threats to the existence in a number of ways. How are they a danger for us? How are they a threat for us? Now the material erupted from a volcano accumulates around the vent to form a low hill which grows up gradually with material added from later eruptions to form a volcanic cone. Okay, so material erupted, what happens? It forms a volcanic cone. I have already told you. Sometimes what happens, these volcanic eruptions take place along fissures. Now fissures are the long cracks or the simple cracks several kilometers long. As a result, what happens? The extensive sheets of lava are spread and they form a plateau. So these are the things which happen as a result of volcanic eruptions. In the Deccan region, the lava sheets are about 2,000 meters thick. Sometimes whole cities or towns are covered by the thick lava sheets and are obliterated. Obliterated means destroyed. They are completely wiped out. Okay, the whole city, the entire town is wiped out. In case of explosive eruptions, sometimes whole islands are submerged or new islands may rise in the adjacent oceans. This one thing you have also seen for earthquakes. Okay, so for this session we will be doing only earthquakes and volcanic eruptions so that you can keep everything in mind. So you will go through your book carefully and underline all the important points which I have told you so that you can be ready for the next session. Okay, earthquakes and volcanoes are done, and in the next session we can proceed with the other kinds of natural disasters. So till then, all of you, take good care of yourselves and be safe.